guys, it's Lydia if you're new to my channel. Hi, and if not, then welcome back to another one of my videos. And this is gonna be my last New Year kind of theme video on my channel this year. Absolutely love just diving into all of the seasons and just kind of making the most of each kind of holiday. I just feel like it's so fun. Today, we are going to be kind of recapping 2024, some of the stuff on my vision board that came true, some of the goals I hit, and some of the goals I missed, and kind of what my resolutions are for this year and my plan on how to make all of them happen. Also, just kind of some things I've learned and some tips and tricks I've learned this year and some lessons as well, and how to stay motivated throughout the year and still try to hit your goals. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post a ton of like productivity and lifestyle content on here. Also fashion fitness, so subscribe so you don't miss out. I've also been posting a lot more YouTube shorts, so those are kind of fun too. I've also been posting a bunch of home stuff. I just moved in to a new apartment and I'm definitely gonna keep that series going. Let me know if you guys want an updated Q&A. I know I have a lot of new subscribers and a lot of you guys don't really know anything about me, so let me know if you want me to post kind of an updated Q&A or just something like that so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. Post a poll on my community tab for you guys to go vote on that. We are just gonna dive right in and let's kind of recap last year. I had a bunch of resolutions. I tried to do 75 hard and I did not do that successfully. The gym is getting 20% energy right now. It's Sunday night and it's not the vibe. Okay, day 18, I believe, of 75 hard. Me and Haley are at the gym and we just did abs and booty circuit. We started with a run and we're gonna go finish with sprints. Hot girl gym sesh. I decided for the rest of the day, I'm only gonna eat blueberry bagels. I'm gonna do a challenge. And so I'm having this before we go build an igloo in the snow outside.
But yeah, and then it's like my dad's in Bridgewater.
I mean, I can't say I enjoy. I know. Don't blame me.
There were a lot of things on my vision board that did come true. So I'm gonna show you guys the photo inspo and then the actual photos and kind of the goals that actually did happen this year. Starting out, I wanted to go to Hawaii. I wanted like a little tropical trip. I did get to go to Hawaii. Got the photo with the surfboard here. That was like the trip of a lifetime. If you guys are like booking a tropical vacation, April was the perfect time to go and the flights were delayed and it was perfect. Like, that was a dream come true for me, truly. I ended up going to Paris. I was able to make this work was I have a friend who was in fashion school in Paris, so we were able to stay with her. A lot more budget friendly as I am a student. Now, those two things did end up coming true. I got to see the Eiffel Tower sparkle and I got to go to Paris and have the perfect girls trip. I did not pass my university courses, so that wasn't a win. I'm retaking the courses I failed last semester now, so I am paying for that later down the road for sure. This was actually a photo of Texas because I was originally wanting to go to Texas really bad, but instead I ended up going to Montreal, and this photo, I swear, looks exactly like the view outside of my window in my Montreal hotel, which I think is so cool. Sometimes I feel like your vision board will happen to you a little differently than expected. Another example, I had a picture of an Audi on my vision board. I was like, I really want this Audi. And in April, my car broke down and I did not have a car, and that sucked so bad. I was actually so unhappy for like 2 weeks. I'm so used to just having the freedom to like come and go as I please. I'm a very like go type person. If you know me in real life, you know I'm crazy like that. If I can't go somewhere where I want to go, I will be freaking out. My car broke down and I went to go car shopping. I have a vlog going car shopping, and this is the car I wanted. I was like, this is the one, like this is my chance to finally get my dream car. That ended up not happening. That Audi was actually a nightmare and I no longer want that car. I ended up with a Ford Focus. Don't even ask. Like, it was just a wreck of a time. Also ended up happening, it just didn't happen the way I had expected it to. I wanted to start a podcast. I started a podcast with my best friend Jess.
Like bringing over huge buckets of like where they put in like the towels and stuff and just like holding it under, but it's like falling from Everest, so it's like unmanageable. So yeah, anyways, that was it. And then I think it was like that for the rest of our trip.
Your lobby's just flooded.
It was literally flooding and like they had like wet floor signs. I'm like, I don't think you need those. Like, I think it's pretty obvious.
This isn't a pool, by the way. This is your lobby.
No swimming allowed. That was my worst travel story. I don't think much worse happened after that.
Throughout it, we kind of realized we did not have the right equipment. We didn't have the right strategy. None of us were like going in at it like 100%. There was just so much other stuff going on kind of in the background. Our schedules weren't lining up. She was working full time. I was in school. I was traveling. Podcast was like a great idea, just not the right time and not the right energy going into it. And I feel like with podcasts, you really have to go all in and expect no outcome. And she really likes TikTok. And so like the instant gratification was not there. So I want to do a solo podcast at some point, just when the time is right though. And like, I'd rather be making YouTube videos than sitting down and trying to film a podcast, because to me, this video is basically like I have a podcast, but you guys can actually like see what I'm talking about. Podcast did happen. It just wasn't executed the way it could have been, but I loved our little intro song and the episodes were really fun to make. First date, I took her axe throwing, which was her idea. I pick her up and she looks like about a 7 out of 10 compared to looking like a 10 out of 10 on Facebook. I'm not shallow, so I shrug it off. I hate you for this, by the way. I hate you for these comments. We get to the axe throwing place. She says she's way too nervous, refuses to participate. So I throw axes by myself for an hour as she proceeds to get blackout drunk and barely talks to me. Why are you throwing axes alone? Like, you guys should go to a different spot. If she's too nervous, go somewhere else. I have a kind of like ski trip vision board here, and I end up getting snowed in at a ski trip in Nova Scotia. So, 20 minutes later, this is where we're at. Show them the snowman. It's one of my favorite weekends.
A day with me snowed in at a log cabin in Nova Scotia. So this is a little tour of the cabin we were staying in. We ended up getting so much snow and we're stuck for 4 days. So this is day 4 of the trip. I'm making the bed, then I made iced coffee. Here I am making breakfast, and then I got ready. Spent a couple hours outside just being in the snow, built a snowman, an igloo, and then we came inside for coffee.
Later now, we ran out of water. We are going to boil this down, add more snow in it, and then pour it into this jug because we are on our last sip and the tap water's not safe.
Then we ran out of food, so the Airbnb host brought over a care package of pizza, some Smirnoff Ice, but we had brought up puzzles, so we ended up watching Fast and Furious and then finished that for the night and then went on our ski trip like planned.
I learned I will not be going on any more ski trips. I had never gone skiing before. I had originally wanted to do this like whole ski trip, like Aspen, Colorado. It was like so aesthetic, so whatever. No, you know, maybe I should actually try skiing before I decide to suddenly go on these ski trips. Like, thank God I did this. It was my first time skiing and I didn't know how. My boyfriend at the time, we were like very newly dating, and he was like, oh, you're good at other stuff, like you'll be fine at skiing. Didn't teach me how to do anything. I didn't know how to slow down. I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to do anything. Going down this ski slope and he's like, turn right, turn right. I'm like, I don't know how to turn right. So he goes down this bunny hill. I go down the pro slope. I can't stop. I'm going down. I'm headed straight for a tree. So I decide, you know what? I'm gonna tuck and roll. I tuck and roll. I bend my ski. I'm laying there in the middle of the way. Everyone else is trying to go down the pro slope, trying to like swerve around me and not hit the tree as well. So I'm laying there. My ski is popped off. It is bent. My boyfriend at the time, he comes over. He's like walking up the other hill to try to come around and come to me. And he's like, just get the ski on, just get the ski on. And I like could not get the ski back on. Like ski thing was bent, so I couldn't get my foot in there. You know what, just go without me, just go. So he takes off, he leaves me. I eventually get the ski back on. And so I'm like, okay, the only way out is through. So I go again. This time, this hill, I literally do hit a tree. Like it was such a big slope. It was like this, probably like altitude. I'm going, can't stop. I hit a tree, I lay there. I'm upside down in this tree. I call my best friend at the time. I'm like, hey, I'm upside down in a tree. Like, I'm really upset. Just laying there. And then this like ski guy comes down on this truck or something. I don't even know what this is. Like a snowmobile, maybe to like clear and like flatten the path. I don't know anything about skiing, so I don't know who this guy was. And I was like, how much farther is it? He was like, oh, about 10 kilometers. I'm like, okay. So at this point, I'm upside down. I know I can't walk. So I was like, I'm gonna have to do this. This little girl's skiing with her family and she takes me under her wing and teaches me how to ski. And I joined that family group for about 3 hours, super slow, and it was a terrible time. So that was my skiing experience. We'll not be going skiing. We'll not be having any cutesy ski trips. If you guys have never gone skiing, this is your sign. Practice before and know what you're doing. And I know it's a very obvious thing to do, but it looks a lot easier than it is. So another thing I wanted to do was move this year. I was accepted into the North Carolina school, Western Carolina, to do a study abroad in Asheville. And then they got a hurricane. My boyfriend didn't want to move, so I ended up moving into a new spot here with him. So this was like our apartment. And so I didn't end up moving, and I wish I did, but hopefully we'll be able to do that next year. The timing just, again, wasn't right. It's like something I really, really wanted, but sometimes you can't force things that just clearly nothing is like working in that direction. My things were like just basically telling me I can't go right now. One of my goals this year was to run 10K. I didn't have a marathon on here. January 2nd, the first day of 2024, I ended up running my first 10K on the treadmill, so that was a win. I had to go to Coachella. That absolutely did not happen. I had like a concert vibe on my vision board, and I went to Sabrina Carpenter with my best friend. That is one of my highlights of the year. That was such a fun trip. It was like a 3-day trip. I have a real estate key, so I became a real estate agent this year. It's my dream job. I wanted to do a girls trip this year. I have like a photo because I was hoping to go to Texas, and I'm going to Toronto instead with my best friend. We did like a couple's best friend trip. My boyfriend and me, and then my best friend and her boyfriend. We like all summer, us four would like hang out and do everything together, and we all went to Toronto, and that is another one of my favorite trips. Like, it was my first ever group trip, and it actually went so good. I have some of my like absolute favorite memories with her is like that trip. Another thing on my vision board that I would say came true, I have a photo of like Revolve Fest because I really wanted to do that, or go to like Oshiaga or something. But instead we have like a little exhibition fair here, and there was like a photo in front of a Ferris wheel, and I got that photo in front of a Ferris wheel. It's just not at Revolve. I don't know if you can kind of count that too. And lastly, I just wanted to get some really cool brand deals that I had never gone before. I had a photo of Skims. I didn't get Skims, but I got some other really cool ones. I got like Kodak this year, like the Kodak camera brand, Air Beauty again, FabFitFun, some of my absolute favorite brands I've been able to work with, Astoria Activewear, some of just like my favorite companies I've been able to work with, and that's honestly also a dream come true. Overall, I would say my 2024 recap, I had a lot of stuff on my vision board come true. Whether it was the way I had originally hoped or not, some of it was, some of it wasn't. But I just think a vision board is a really great way to kind of keep focused and remember your why, and like remember what you're working towards and staying motivated for. Anytime I was feeling a little upset, I'd look at my vision board and be like, okay, well, how can we make this happen? What can I do to actually make this happen? Do I still want this? And that's another thing. So like a lot of stuff on my vision board, I find, like when I look at my 2021 vision board, let's say, it's like looking at it sometimes helps you reflect. It's like, do I actually want this? Looking at it can help you decide whether you still want things, and it's okay if things change. You can just readapt it. I think making a vision board is something that really can hold you accountable and keep you on track for the year. Now, I didn't make a vision board this year. I actually just ripped my sheet, which I'm really upset about. I didn't make a traditional vision board this year. I wanted to do something a little different so I could kind of cross things off as I go and see my visual progress. Here, I made a little bingo card, and I am gonna show you guys some of the stuff that I put on it. So I like the idea of this because you can just like cross it off as you go. I spent about 3 hours on this. I love doing like little art and stuff like that, and I thought it would be kind of fun to have like a visual with each goal. Ideally, my goal is to get at least 20 of 25 things here, and I'll explain each of them super quick. I want to get at least 77 to 80% of these done. Number one, I have moved somewhere new because I still do want to move to Asheville and study abroad somewhere. If not there, somewhere else. Graduate university this year for sure. This one I have save more money. This is absolutely no shopping. I did the giant dollar signs before the actual thing, so this one's kind of ugly. Only drink on occasion. I want to go to Miami. I haven't been to Florida since I was like a literal child, and I think Miami would be a really cool and fun spot to go. I want to get at least 10K subscribers on YouTube this year and work towards that. This is like my all-time goal. Like YouTube is like what I want to do. I want to inspire people, I want to help people, and I just have so much fun creating content and documenting my life. That's something I definitely want to prioritize. I want to do another winter cabin trip. Hopefully not get snowed in this year. Something I want to do this year is become a personalized trainer. You can take an online course, and I'm going to do that over the summer. That way I can do fitness classes and then sell houses. Kind of my goal for like career-wise. Create new opportunities and take more risks. I have a little photo of a plane. I want to run 15 kilometers in one go, no breaks this year. If I can do the 10, I can do the 15. I want to run a 10K marathon, and something that's on my like life bucket list goal is to run the Disney marathon, which is also kind of why I have Florida on here, because you can do the Disney marathon in San Diego, you can do it in Tokyo, you can do it in Orlando where they have a location. This year they have it all booked up already. I already tried to check, but that's something I definitely want to do. So I have a photo of like the Disney castle and some fireworks. You get like a little Disney medal at the end and you're running through the theme park. Tell me that is not the coolest thing ever. Like, are you kidding? Who wouldn't want to do that? And get new brand deals. I have Revolve, Aloe, Love Shack Fancy, maybe even like do a modeling shoot for a company. I think that would be really awesome. Be with my boyfriend by the end of 2025. Who is he? We don't know. The joke, I have like a Tiffany ring here, like the $40,000 Tiffany ring here. I think that's kind of funny. Then I have go to a concert. I love to go to Nessa. I'd love to go to Tate McRae. Lana Del Rey is like my absolute dream. If I go to Lana Del Rey, I could die happy. I have sell a house. Obviously, as a realtor, we need to be selling houses. Wake up earlier. My sleep schedule is absolutely messed. Get lucky. I think this is one of my favorite little squares here. I have a slot machine, a clover, dollar signs. I have a deck of cards with the spades, and the reason why I put the spades is because when I was getting this tattoo, I have like a heart tattoo on my wrist here, and it's super, super botched. Like, he messed it up so badly. Joking when he did it, he was like, should I turn this into a spade? And I was like, no, we're done here. I just think it'd be funny if I actually got lucky and it had something to do with like spades. Be like, okay, you can turn it into a spade 5 years later. Focus on real estate, and I drew a photo of my little key tattoo and orange and cactus. Orange is my favorite color. Love cactus. I want to live in Arizona someday. You know, I'm just including all of my big goals in this video because if someday any of them ever happen, I can look back and be like, wow, babes, you really did this. But do it for you, post more, just post more in general. And then I have prioritize my goals. Here I have a little New York Fashion Week because I think it'd be really cool to go there someday. I drew the little Amex guy for good credit, like in Utah, Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City also has a marathon in April, and I just want to do a marathon in a cool place. Can you guys like tell them in like the running marathon mood? Work out consistently. I drew a little photo of a Pilates studio overlooking a city view. I have try something new. I drew the photos of surfboards. I took this photo in Hawaii. So that is my vision board for this year. I am going to do an updated video at the end of the year. The purpose of this video was hopefully inspire you guys and to reflect on all of the things you did accomplish this year. You can carry on to your next year. Like all the stuff I didn't accomplish last year, I'm carrying on to this year. Wouldn't it be fun if you accomplished every single thing and had nothing to strive for anymore? So make sure to stay motivated and remember your why and what you really want to do, and put effort into the things that excite you. Don't sit back and let life happen to you. Create the life you want. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. See you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.